Royal Marine training. If you like the first part, I'll do the other two. So put that in the comments below, part 2.
How much do you want me to lift?
200.
Look at my dad's.
Troop 169 are only a few weeks away from becoming Royal Marines Commandos. And this will be the last chance to prove to the training team that they're ready.
I think this company who does this picks the stupidest music on purpose.
For the front line.
People do dumb stuff in all militaries, but they get the dumbest scenes, this production company.
This is their final exercise, so we're looking at them with a critical eye to make sure that they spit out the end.
These final weeks of training.
Better Marine than what I was when I passed out of training by a damn sight more.
They are now in contention for the illustrious King's Badge, awarded on the last week of training.
Diamond, and a diamond could then potentially be awarded a King's Badge.
King's Badge, like an honor man.
King's Badge is awarded to the best Royal Marines recruit within that troop.
How do you think it's going?
All good, sir, I think.
No negatives whatsoever.
So you figure a King's Badge is going to probably get you accelerated into your Royal Marine career. It does in the U.S. military out of training. It lasts for a very small moment in time, but it does make a difference.
I don't think it's no good being negative, sir.
You are on track, obviously. You know that. You wouldn't be stood there with a diamond in front of me if you weren't, were you?
23-year-old Mike Dunn joined to earn a 4th Green Beret for his family.
My granddad was a bootneck for 27 years, and he's probably the best man that I know, and he's got a big inspiration for me to join. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Do you guys know anybody that first, second, third generation Royal Marines, U.S. Marines? Put that in the comments. I'm curious how many people watching have a family history.
So got to secondary school, did my work experience with the Marines. I was like, yeah, this is the one. Let's do this.
19-year-old Luke Callahan is a fellow Diamond.
Oh, I can't fucking bend over in this. I will rip it.
It's good.
From a kid, I always wanted to look like the Incredible Hulk. I was always a proper lad. I always loved going camping and shooting stuff and killing stuff. So might as well do it for a job and get paid for it.
The troop.
You know, their uniforms very similar to the United States Marine Corps dress blue uniforms. I don't know who got them first, don't care, but go ahead and put it in the comments for entertainment value.
His final diamond is English literature graduate Nick Morrissey, who's dreamed of joining the Marines since childhood.
I enjoy being in bed. I don't know why I've chosen the Marines as a career choice. I don't like it.
I can tell you why. He's rebelling against his helicopter parents, right? I'm sure that's the case. Looking at this guy.
I'm too far through, though.
I think I realised that I'm probably inherently a lazy person. So
all right, Nick, you can't take it.
Quickly get this cam cream on.
Final exercise is a recruit's last preparation for actual frontline combat.
We've only got one opportunity now to see what they're like on exercise conditions. In particular, we will look closely at the diamonds. Recruit done.
Yeah, you want to see how leadership is, and I don't know. Put it in the comments below. The officers trained with enlisted guys here. I don't know the answer to that, but you want to see how leadership is. A senior guy, how he leads a squad, the platoon, whatever. So I guess the diamonds, maybe they're going to come out of this as leaders. Interesting.
Recruit Callahan and recruit Morrissey.
Ditch that cap, come for Jennings. Quickly get your helmet on.
For Gulf War veteran and 169 Troop Commander Ginge Booth.
I've been in the Marines just over 28 years. I joined on the 25th of November 1985 in recruit training. I joined at the age of 17. This is my last evolution before I go outside and I leave the Marines.
28 years, Humping Gear. Now he's a trainer. You don't see too many guys at year 28 that are doing exercises and training with the guys. You'll see some periodically for television, or maybe one of the officers decides to go hump it with the grunts for, fun, but you don't see many guys like him. It's pretty hardcore stuff.
No mincing about, fellas. Bergen's on. All move together.
The Royal Marines are the only part of the military where a recruit can be on the front line immediately after passing training. For the training team, this is the final chance to prepare the recruits for war.
You're trying to...
So their training, you figure, must be all-inclusive. So you got a boot camp component, infantry training component, Air and sea attack component, assault, quite a bit combined, because they say once they leave, they can go off and fight. So this must be the culmination of everything. So it's a little bit different setup, say, than in the U.S., but very interesting stuff. 6 months, they say.
Make your exercises as realistic as possible in order that when they bowl into the actual event, that they're as well prepared as they can be. What is it?
Hey, if you guys like this video, put part 2 in the comments, and I'll go ahead and do it, because it's going to probably be a 3-part video series, so we'll go from there.
Like to expose your body to the elements. What is it like carrying a ridiculous amount of weight and the rain's coming in horizontal?
It is a lot of weight.
So you're right at the end of your physical ebb,
It's overdone.
right at the end of your mental ability.
The exercise begins
Wet
with a
and cold,
15-kilometre overnight yump, carrying full kit.
All right, she just called it overnight yump. Huh. I guess back in the day we called it humps. Now they call it ruck marches, but yumps is the first time. That's a pretty good one.
Weighing at least 69 pounds.
It's the hard part. So it all really counts.
That's a big loadout, 69 pounds. I'm sure that's just for training. I guarantee that 28-year-old, or 28 years in the Corps, not humping 68 pounds when he was deployed. It's just a little bit ridiculous unless you have to. That doesn't include ammo, right? From what I can tell.
They want to see what you can do under the pressure of Final X. I'd say about 90% of it is mental. And it's just getting in that right frame of mind that you're doing it all. Like, every next step you take is a step closer to that green lid.
Marshy. Hey, for you British viewers, what do you guys think has been the most combat tested? Now, hear me in. Combat tested unit in the British Army military in the last 3 decades. SAS, SBS, Royal Marines, Paras, you pick it. The General British Army. Put that below and why. And don't give me your opinion, give me some facts, please.
You just got to switch off on a yump. You can't focus on your feet hurting. You can't focus on your back hurting or your shoulders. You just got to switch off.
There's a section lagging behind, so.
Yeah, tell him to close up, man up, and close the gap. Out.
That's the thing, close the gap, right? So you want a certain amount of space when you're on patrol in this case, or you're marching. You want a certain amount of space and a certain amount of distance between each other. But you can't have these big gaps that end up according, I'll call it, where guys are catching up. So the guy at the back is always running to catch up if the gap gets too big, even ahead of him. Try to avoid these big gaps by all means.
The end of the route march, the recruits must set up a tactical camp. It's already dawn.
What I would suggest is just move yourself into a covered location.
You see him? He was sitting on the side of the hill, kind of dazed. The instructor is saying, listen, brother, you're sitting here like a frog on a log about to get shot off, right? And in real world stuff. That's good stuff. He's trying to teach him. The guy's tired, I get it. But you can't be just sitting there staring off, watching the sunrise. That is some nasty weather.
You're meant to love the field because that is soldiering, but at the same time, it is a love-hate relationship. No one's in the field sitting there thinking, this is hoofing when it's like raining sideways. No one's doing that. Dartmoor is the arsehole of the world, especially in that kind of weather. In Dartmoor, it doesn't matter whether you're wearing Gore-Tex or not, somehow rain gets through waterproof stuff.
Yeah, he is exactly right. When it's raining like that or wet like that in general, you can have all the Gore-Tex and all the shit you want on. You are getting wet. Some part of your boot that maybe you thought was sealed is getting wet. It's watered. You're just getting wet. There's no around it. There's nothing.
You just can't avoid it. I live on the back steps of Dartmoor. I've been up there with my dog and my family, and whenever I go up there with them, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
All your clothes are wet. It's gone through to your skin. You're only walking along and you just feel soggy.
Stand two. Move it, turn up, you big. That's up.
Yeah. So you figure you get wet like that, your socks start chafing. You change them out, right? You got wet boots, unless you carried an extra pair. So now something's going to always be wet. It starts chafing on your ankles, your heels. Next thing you know, right, you got blisters. It just wears on you. I mean, it's only been, 12 hours, but I'm sure that's coming for these guys.
We lost most of that now.
All right, remember your spacing.
We need them to be strong in the field, and that's where it matters the most, is it?
Yeah, you hear them keep saying, remember your spacing, right? Why are they saying that? Because obviously you step on a IED, and you're too close, it's going to take out the guys in front of you, behind you, everything else. You want to spread it out enough, or if someone does get picked off historically, even if it's a landmine, hopefully it doesn't get the guy behind you. Not to mention this accordion effect, right? Where if you get too strung out, and they say catch up, then the guy behind is always running, and with 68 pounds in your back, that's no bueno.
A faking soldier.
We got to stay tactical bound behind these.
As soon as they pass out of training, they could potentially be sent off anywhere in the world. We want to know that we would be happy to stand next to them and fight.
On me, lift and shift. Let's go, move!
The 3 Diamonds lead the advancing troop across Dartmoor, but they are not alone. Serving Marines acting as enemy are also in the area.
Keep it realistic, lads. Don't just die straight away. Yeah. But at the same time, if they're suppressing you, they're suppressing you.
Hello, 1-0. This is 1-4 Charlie.
That's a tough place to get some cover, right? And not be seen. I don't know what the distance is from the combatives, which are the Royal Marines that are already out of training, and these guys. I'm sure the Royal Marines who've been out know exactly where they want to hide, where they want to get cover, want to stay dry.
4 males were spotted. Possible patrol was sent out.
An attack is planned for tonight on an enemy-held farmhouse.
Hey, if you guys like part 1, please put part 2 below. Consider subscribing. Hey, thanks for watching.